Hello travelers, every now and then, a new Genshin Impact character drops with a fantastic design, unique mechanics, and a lot of potential, only to fall short because of hard limitations. Aoife, the new 4-star character from Natlan, is a perfect example of that. While visually stunning and conceptually interesting, testers quickly discovered that he's heavily weighed down by the common drawbacks of 4-star balancing. In this video, let's talk about what makes Aoife so frustrating to use, why his design feels restricted, and what role, if any, he can truly fulfill on a team. Before we begin, if you're low on pulls, check out Loot Bar, a trusted site for Genesis crystals and Welkin Moon at great prices. Use my link for up to 22% off. Now, let's get into the details. When testers first tried out Aoife, there was genuine excitement. His design stands out, and his animations feel fluid and stylish. But unfortunately, his gameplay doesn't match up with his appearance. The issue isn't with how fun he is to control, it's with how limited his performance is. Aoife is yet another 4-star that feels like he's been deliberately capped, almost as if the developers pulled a page from NVIDIA's playbook and nerfed him just to create artificial boundaries. His kit presents players with a fork in the road. Either build him as a healer or as a main DPS. And this is where the problems begin. Aoife's healing scales with elemental mastery, while his DPS side requires crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent. Trying to balance both ends is extremely inefficient, making it feel like you have to pick one and live with the trade-offs. According to testers, this dual scaling issue results in either role feeling satisfying at lower constellations. As a healer, Aoife is unfortunately underwhelming, especially at C0. He struggles to keep up with Furina's HP drain, and his raw healing output is too low to support high HP characters like Nilo, Neuvillette, or Khaenri'ah herself. Unless you're running a team with low max HP characters, using Aoife as your primary healer feels inadequate. Testers noted that his healing capabilities don't become reliable until C6, which is far too late for many players to justify building him for that role. Aoife's potential as a main DPS doesn't fare much better. Even at C6, he fails to stand out among the ever-growing pool of 5-star DPS characters, and getting to that point is a frustrating journey. Testers describe the C6 DPS route as more of a novelty than a serious investment. It works, but the damage is nothing to write home about. If you already have any competent 5-star DPS, they will simply outperform Aoife in nearly every situation. That said, he does offer something of value: ease of use. Aoife is smooth and beginner-friendly, and he can work alongside supports like Yelan for a bit of extra damage. However, that's really the extent of his impact in a standard team rotation. Another concern testers raised is his inconsistent targeting system. When standing still and facing enemies head-on, his projectiles behave correctly, but when moving or attacking at an angle, his skills often fire in unintended directions, making combat feel awkward and unreliable. It's unclear whether this is a bug or a design flaw, but it certainly affects his overall usability. But there is a silver lining: Aoife's exploration utility. At C6, he gains the ability to fly, similar to how flying-type Pokemon could help you travel across maps in older games. Testers compared his flight mechanic to Chaska's glider mode. Of course, it's far less elegant and harder to control, but it gets the job done. If you don't own Chaska, C6 Aoife could serve as a decent alternative for vertical map navigation. In the end, that might be his most practical use: a flying taxi for your team. Aoife is a character with great design and interesting concepts, but one who ultimately suffers from 4-star restrictions. His healing is weak at low constellations, his DPS scaling is too scattered, and his combat targeting feels janky. While he becomes a bit more viable at C6, the investment is steep for such underwhelming returns. At best, he's a fun and flashy support for casual play or exploration, but if you're looking for a powerful meta addition to your team, testers say you're better off sticking with proven 5-star units. Let us know what you think about Aoife in the comments below. Are you planning to pull for him, or will you wait for someone else? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more honest reviews and Genshin content coming your way.